Go, and we're
2,
probably live, I
1.
think. Whoa.
Go, and we're probably
Welcome to
live,
Darkest.
I think. Whoa.
Oh,
Welcome to Darkest.
dice noises. Oh,
Oh.
I hope we're live. Yes. Anyway, should we get started? Well, this is Darkest Dungeon.
Yes.
I'm
Anyway,
Tricrow. We also have Sans here.
Well, this is Darkest Dungeon.
Hello.
I'm Tricrow. We also have
we have our
Sans
dice here. So in this game, actually, let's
we have our dice here.
Oh, we can
So,
explain it
in
when we
this
get
game,
into
actually,
it.
let's
We control characters, and those characters have 4 moves. That's
we
yeah.
control characters, and
The
those
whole
characters
gimmick
have
of this
4 moves.
game is that we've got
yeah.
this 4-sided dice
The
here.
whole gimmick of this
That
game
let
is
me
that
just
we've
make
got
sure
this
I can see it on
4-sided dice
camera.
here.
So like, see, this is a 4. I roll the dice, and oh hey, look, it landed on a 4. That means I have to use the 4th ability. So we'll both get loaded into this file. This is both going to be a race to Necromancer, and apparently we're hearing echo. But I'll just mention that until we can keep on moving on. We'll just both get loaded into the file here, and we can get started whenever we're ready. I assume we'll pretty much just be ready whenever we do a countdown.
I'm ready to go into the room.
Yeah, yep, okay, I'm ready as well. So I'll give a little countdown from 5.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so my first roll is a 4, so I think that's also... No, 4 is a reroll. Assuming... Yeah, okay. So, since... If you roll the dice and you find a move that you can use, you have to use it. So right now, unless my Crusader goes first, I'll have to rewind. Reroll that. Yeah, so I have to reroll until I get a 1 now, for example.
I had to scatter shot twice on the one target.
Nice. There you go. So now I can finally kill this guy.
I want to kill him as well now.
So this is why this run will take a little bit longer, because a usual Necromancer percent will take maybe cool, 4 straight away. It'll make me estimate half an hour or something like that, but no. We've got something a little bit more funner. Ooh, I'm getting the stun off. A 4 again. I actually can't use 4 unless the Crusader actually goes first. Instead of the 4, I'm going to actually take the move. So, you do have the option of, instead of the dice roll, just to do whatever to do a move, or technically a pass if you so desire. But that's pretty much the exceptions and stuff that we've got going on here. Hope everyone's certainly enjoying. You can see my flower to the side. The thing here, I think. No. Oh yes, I didn't actually roll 4. Okay.
Oh boy, I can go until 1.
1s will be pretty much super good.
I got blank shot to this one.
I got blank shotted as well, but I mean, it doesn't hugely matter now.
No, because we can't choose to aim the back row anyway.
3, okay. Ah, we got another 1. I'm pretty much just going to be not killing the guy in the back, since I'm just not rolling the 2 on the highwayman.
I killed the big guy, now I just have to finish off the corpse.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I had to Bulwark of Faith. Oh, I did crit the big guy, which is nice. Means I don't have to go through a corpse. So in this game, 3 I'll be able to do. We're having to go through several missions as we go along. And to actually unlock the Necromancer, we'll have to do several missions in the ruins. And when we complete enough missions in the ruins, the Necromancer will be unlocked.
My Raymond was death, lost enemy, and I beat him. Nice.
Nice.
They are yours now.
Raymond survived.
And you are bound to them.
Oh, let's get started.
Soldiers
Nice.
and outlaws, fools
Also
and
done.
corpses. All will find their way.
So I'm just having to listen to the dialogues here. So in this game, when we load into a mission, we have to wait for dialogues to actually finish loading first.
Your work begins.
Because
The cost
yeah,
of
so we do have to
preparedness,
wait for all the dialogues to
measured
play
now
out,
in gold,
and as there's quite a few dialogues
later
that play when you first
in
like
blood.
enter a thing, you have to sit through that. Alright, so what will my next roll be? A 3. Okay, got it. So now we've actually got 4 characters, so it can be a little bit more random about who goes first. 3, okay. Crusader went first, that's pretty unusual.
Their formation is broken.
4?
Maintain the
Ah.
offensive.
We should probably mention that the first
1.
mission and the one you're currently in are entirely set. Every playthrough, it's the exact same mission,
Yes.
so we know exactly what's going to happen when. But the mission after this one, from then on, will be completely randomized.
I mean, we know their chance to hit. That's a 1.
I mean,
Sweet.
we know we have 4 abilities for each character.
I'm actually gonna pick up this chest here.
Glittering
That's not too
gold,
useful.
Trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
I have a Vestal which can only heal.
Oh, I've got only stun on my Vestal. 2.
A stun prevents your party from dying and
Yeah, totally. Like, I mean, heals also prevent your party from dying. 2, alright. 2 means I have to do that. When we roll the dice, of course, we have to pick the option that's there. So, no halfway is about it. 1. And since the usual like damaging ability will pretty much always be in the first slot more often than not, 1 will be a good thing to roll the majority of the time. Originally, when we had this concept idea, I did it with a d6, and okay, I can press 2, and that meant 4s, well, 5s and 6s. 5s were moves and 6s were passes, so it was kind of a lot harder. But with this, it's a little bit easier. 2, yeah.
Give them no quarter.
Oh, okay. 1. I at least like say my roll, just so in case you can't see it, it's known. Well, only if it's a valid roll. D3. Okay, cool, nice. All is good.
I mean, nothing is going wrong, but nothing is going right either.
Yeah, like nothing's particularly crazy right now. For some reason my plague doctor's in the front. But that's fine. 4 kills. Nice.
Continue the onslaught.
Good luck, good luck.
Destroy
Um,
them.
So at least this first mission's always predetermined. I think we mentioned that earlier. But the next 2 missions will always be random, so there'll be quite a large amount of RNG in what we'll have to turn up with in a second. That'll be fun.
Fortune.
And then the final mission with the boss, all the layouts can be really different there, so we want as little fights as we can. Because the more fights we have to do, the more dice rolls. 4, okay.
And I almost took the dice off my desk.
Oh, lovely.
I'm really enthusiastic about this run.
I quite enjoy it. Oh, resisting my
It's actually
blight.
it's really fun actually.
It's pretty darn cool, yeah. If you wanted to make it easier, further, I think doing d6% but actually making 6s instead of passes, making them wild so you can do anything on a 6, would be another way to make things slightly easier, I think.
Possibly.
Because it certainly helped me finish when I was doing it the other day. The other day? When I was last doing this run. Oh. Yeah, no, that was right. I was just confused. 2, okay. Graveshot would be great here. 3. I actually get the 3.
As the fiend falls,
So my Vestal
the
is
oak
useless.
blossoms.
Another 3. Don't think that.
The rest isn't attacking.
3. No, I have to get a 2. Or 1. There you go, there's a 1. 3. Beautiful. Okay, we should be able to finish. Oh wait, I'll keep rolling until I get a 3.
This expedition at least promises success.
There you go, okay. So now I can continue. If you get to the awkward situation where you just do a move, like you're pressing the button to assume the move will work, but it just does a different move, just roll until you get that that move you actually did. Because, I mean, yeah, just to make you lose some time for screwing up.
Wealth beyond measure.
Yeah, it happens occasionally. It's like, oh, you actually meant the game. She's like, oh, hey, I'll help you. You actually meant that move. Like, no.
Yeah, exactly. So many people don't actually know there are like 2 different types of missions, or there's more than 2, but the main 2 in this game are scout missions, where you have to go to 90% of the rooms, and skirmish missions, where you have to beat all of the battles in each of the rooms. Many people don't know, if you go into a room, then escape out of the room, it still counts as a explored room, so you can use this fact to go in a room, escape the room, and complete the mission early.
So on my screen you saw me, you may have seen some Xbox signs suddenly, and you saw me trigger a scout. When you enter a room there's a chance it will show you any information of the adjacent rooms, but during that time you can't actually choose to move to the next room. But if you input a movement option on a controller, instead of the mouse you actually can move to the next room. So I have an Xbox controller next to me, which I input to move between rooms.
And of course, I also do the same. It's a pretty useful strat. We found it pretty early on in the world of Darkest Dungeon. Mainly because one of our runners, Commander, was a console runner, and I noticed the fact that, whoa, he on a console can move during scouts. Ooh, I wonder if I enable controller and use a controller, if I can also do so, and it worked.
It's honestly great. Before I actually had my controller plugged in, it was just so annoying to have to wait for scouts, because half the time it didn't give any actable information.
Sometimes it can be very useful to wait for a scout, I will say.
If you have a T-split or something, or like a split in the path, yes, but usually it's like, oh hey, I need to walk on straight, so it doesn't really matter what exactly happens.
This is pretty darn good, if anything.
Make no mistake, we will face ever greater
I'm being idiot again, aren't I?
Our soldiers must be ready.
Yes, you should have probably left that.
Yep.
Just to tell you.
Every 4th or 5th run I forget I can actually retreat there.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
I just play on full auto.
You just kind of, you're just doing. You can't help not just doing. I'm taking a little bit of time here just to make things a little bit more optimal for me.
Let's see if I actually get better here. No, I don't want to enter the Butcher Circuits.
Oh yeah. So Butcher Circus is a new DLC that they brought out. It's kind of cool, PvP. Interesting. Very interesting. Roll dice. 1, okay.
2 Highwaymen, 2 Crusaders, let's go.
Nice. I had 2 Highwaymen and 2 Crusaders, but I choose to include my Plague Doctor still. Just for the Blight, because if I hit them with the Blight move, they will pretty much always be taking damage eventually. So I feel like, in terms of strategic plays, I feel like the Plague Doctor will be useful. But in reality, you would want to, like, just use that instead. 3, okay. The Highwayman's really good because the Highwayman, all of his abilities actually do damage. So pretty much no matter what you roll, you will be doing damage to something.
I actually don't have a proper mission. I actually don't have a proper mission.
Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Roll the U2.
So, basically you get 4 missions offered for every area. And they differ in sizes and difficulty. I want the smallest size and the lowest difficulty. So I'm now entering the endgame dungeon, Darkest Dungeon. And then I'm gonna retreat immediately. And it's gonna trigger the next week, which means it's gonna trigger a reroll of all the missions.
Heck yeah. this also means he has another chance to get any better characters or anything that's more preferable to him.
Because this game works in weeks as a unit of time.
That works out really well.
And it's supposed to only advance to weeks when you win a mission.
I can confirm that I cannot stop bouncing anything because it's a required part of the run. But that's fine. Essentially, we're rolling this dice here. I'm doing a 90% scout mission. I don't know which one you got.
I'm also doing scouting.
Yeah,
I
nice.
don't want to enter the butcher circuit.
I'm lucky I do not have that.
But a victory nonetheless.
Because I decided to just not run with it because it does make the game just more inconsistent currently on the current patch. I decided to go down this hallway, which I knew there was a hallway battle in, but at the end of the hallway battle there was a empty room, and I was going to take the empty room over pretty much anything else, just in case the last room ends up being not an empty room, so I would rather take an empty room over a non-empty room.
So since I'm exploring 90%, I can skip one room, and I'm just gonna immediately skip the room above me.
Does it have a battle in it?
It has a battle in it and a hallway battle.
Yeah, see, that's non-preferable. Mine had a hallway battle, but like not the actual battle in the room, so.
But it does mean I need to enter every single room now, except that one.
What sort of layout do you have?
It's basically a straight spall split into two.
Nice.
So it's like
I have
one
like.
set of 3 rooms and one set of 4 rooms. I need both 2 corridors.
Oh, I have a godlike dungeon actually. I'm sorry, my dude. I've had one hallway fight, which was a 3 fight with spiders, and I'm finished. What's the time on screen right now? Okay, no, I'm not gonna get Necromancer world record.
All my luck with the practice run.
Heck yeah.
To get like a sub 45.
Whoa, boys, is this going to be the run of Darkest Dungeon that finally goes underestimate? What? The one that has the most RNG? Oh, we should also roll the dice when the hunger check comes up to see if we actually eat or not. No, thank you.
I want to be in bed before 4 AM, please.
Yes, okay, yeah, good point. What about doing it if there's a... Alright. See, I got some bad luck in counter work of that. Because I only have medium length missions available to me.
Nothing like finishing off the last thing with a scatter shot.
So I'm also having to sketty warp right now. Sketty warp? Sketty cat. Do you know, there's a trick in this game called sketty warping where you can basically bypass level restrictions and any other restrictions that you have in the game. I kind of do it out of habit a lot of the time and just sketty warp into any area when I don't really need to, which is kind of a bad habit to be in, just because I'm really used to having to do so, but that's fine. Anyway.
If my arbalest would stop walking into traps, it would be great.
But, you know, she likes traps.
So now I have to backtrack, and because I have to backtrack, it rerolls the events in the corridor. So I actually got a battle in the corridor.
Ah, that's unfortunate. 2. Let's see how good this one is. Alright, I'll take that. I'll take that. Alright, oh, okay, that's unfortunate, that's fine. Characters in this game can have random quirks, some of them good, some of them bad. My Plague Doctor is actually, a paramaniac, I think, from what I read there. I don't which essentially means she touches all things that are paranormal, or as I can just read out, yeah, paranormania, obsessed with paranormia. So when we walked across the Iron Maiden, she was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna touch it," which is bad since we don't want to touch things. Oh, more. I'm getting all of the scouts in the world, I'll tell you. Okay. This isn't bad. This is pretty good. Yes, okay, I'll see. I must have I'm pretty good, I'm pretty certain. Okay, no, I don't have a plus skill to actually I don't want to go that way. I don't have a plus skill to actually getting extra scout chance, but I'm just getting quite lucky in terms of my scouts right now. Okay, yeah, 2. It was 2 the move I had to use. 2 again. Then a 4, nice, right? And finally a 1. Okay, so 1 will, yeah, nice. Crit for 25. Don't you love to see it? 4% chance to crit. Oh, that's a shame. This character here, he has an ability which I've enabled called Riposte, or Riposte. Whenever the enemies attack him, he gets a chance to attack them back. 1, sweet. Which is pretty darn good.
Destroy them.
Okay.
It's really quite overpowered.
It's really good.
The match is
Struck.
a
It's
blazing
also really
star
great
is
against
born.
backliners because they attack you and you're like, nope, I'm gonna attack you back.
Yeah. Okay, I can go do that. Oh, cool. Bone Defender. Oh wait. Use dice. 4. 1, sweet.
Confidence surges as the enemy
So it's essentially a lot of dice rolls and a lot of prey RNG that we actually get good luck. Oh, I keep rolling a 3, but I can't use a 3. But that will happen from time to time. Next roll I can do is a 3 again. Gosh. I've clearly got a weighted dice because I keep rolling 3s, man. That's the like 6th 3 I rolled in a row. There you go. There's a 2.
I'm getting a lot of 1s and a lot of 4s.
I mean, 1s are really good. I just rolled a 4 myself. Oh.
And I rolled it.
4 was a reroll. I had to roll a 1. There you go. That was legit now.
Mark
Okay.
the corpse. Thank you,
4.
Arbalest, for marking the corpse.
as the field falls.
point at that corpse really good.
I really hated the corpse.
Be wary.
Actually, I can do that. I think I prefer that.
Facilitates a dizzying fall.
Oh, my controller ran out.
And another one, but
Nice, okay. Next fight, 2. That's a good. I like to see a crit early on. Nice. It's not always actually the best if you roll the crit, because sure you'll get the high damage range, but also you have extra animations of you have buffs when you actually use the crit. So if you could just get a high roll and naturally just kill them without the crit, it's actually usually better if you can. I would like a 2 hit. Well, I got a 2 that I would like someone to go that it would be good to use a 2 on. That's pretty alright. 3.
and paranoia.
Hey, I love it.
Press disadvantage.
So, as well as a health meter in this game, there's also a stress meter. Do you want to explain about the stress meter?
Yes, so you have a stress meter below it, and when it reaches the full, your resolve is tested. And you have a chance of just getting a good buff, but there's a larger chance of getting a bad debuff, which I now have. And
Oh,
this is
lovely.
really bad. So this is actually my second character. My first character I already switched out, my Crusader.
Oh, okay.
Because all the retreating apparently made him get it stressed as
Remind
well.
yourself that overconfidence
So
is
I have
slow
2 stress
and
characters, and
insidious
my
killer.
Arbalest has almost his meter full.
Oh yeah.
He's only 8 stress away.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I just got Creeping Cough. Luckily, it's actually on my Plague Doctor, and my Creeping Cough is quite bad as it's a minus 20% damage, but my Plague Doctor doesn't deal much initial damage. She mainly deals damage with damage over time effects. Blight, in particular, is one of the 2 damage over time effects in this game. Blight, typically the attacks that deal Blight don't actually deal much initial damage, they just deal lots of damage over time. So the less damage there is not actually too much of a disadvantage.
Their customs are curious, and their generosity is notoriously short-lived.
Okay, good. I don't have any more room battles. I have to actually finish.
Okay.
So I'm seeing some people in chat every now and then mentioning the dice. Maybe at this point it would be good to re-explain for those recently tuning in.
Of course,
Okay.
thank you. Do you want to?
So here we have, sure. Here on my side we have 4 abilities for each character, and we have a 4-sided die. Whenever we want to use an ability, we have to roll the die, and we have to use the ability corresponding to the die rolled. So if you roll a 1, we have to use the first ability. We roll a 4, we have to use the 4th. If we can't, if the ability we roll it can't be used, we have to re-roll until we get an ability we can actually use.
If you can use an ability, even if it's unoptimal, say if I roll a 4 and it's like, ah, that's the buff, you still have to actually take that 4 because you rolled it. So you gotta work with what you get. The only slight thing, you can technically move if you so desire and skip the roll if you really wish to, but it's not the preferable choice. And also, we could have cheesed this in many different ways. Like we could have done things like unselect all moves that would be unpreferable, but I don't. That's less so much fun. So I've softcore like outruled that. Roll the dice 1. Nice. Okay. Three is my next desire. Okay, so in this game there are 4 main areas in the base game. There's the ruins, the cove, the warrens, and the weald. There's also technically the darkest dungeon, and there's also technically the hamlets as an area you can go to. But those are the 4 main areas, and each one of them have 2 bosses in them that are area specific. Those 2 bosses get unlocked as you continue doing missions in that area. Once there are 3 different difficulty levels in this game: apprentice, veteran, and champion. Once you actually get to the level, you know, there's only those 2 bosses, but there's a version of those bosses at each level. So the one we're doing particular today is Necromancer, which is the first one in the ruins. Typically this will be the first one you'll come across, and it's usually the easiest to deal with.
So I had to do the Scaredy Warp again, Scaredy Death. So basically I did not get any thing I wanted. So
It's
I
unfortunate.
went into the darkest dungeon, the last final boss, and then went out again. And that resets the week, which resets all the abilities.
If he also wished to, if his guys were really stressed out, he could also try to stress heal them during that time as well. Just so they were usable again. But
Oh god, I did the thing.
yeah,
This always happens sometimes.
this always happens sometimes.
I may have been over-equipping my characters and forgot to reserve money for
Actually doing missions.
Yeah.
When I did the test practice of this, I did in fact do that, so that's one of the main reasons why I haven't done that this time. Mainly because I do like to change up some of the characters' abilities. I picked up a little bit of extra gold during Ruins 1. just so I would be easy to go do that.
Oh, this is great. I have a linear path for battles.
Oh, lovely.
That's actually perfect.
So all the potential pathways are randomized. It can be anything, but there are usually some patterns to everything. Typically, one. Okay.
So, before we've had exploring missions. Exploring missions means you have to visit 90% of the room. You can retreat out of them, and they still can. Room battles means we have to visit every room with a fight in it and beat those fights. This may be easier or more difficult than just beating enemies normally.
Okay.
Than just exploring, sorry.
So I just became fearful. There's my first affliction. But that's completely fine, at least. The afflictions do give debuffs. If at any point they actually manage to get to 200 stress, so 100 stress is either a chance of affliction or virtue, 200 stress, if you're afflicted, will give you a heart attack. You'll instantly go down to 0 health, and your stress will reduce to like 540 or so. 3, I can't use 3. 1, I can use 1. If you're on 0 health when you have the heart attack, you will instantly die. Usually, when you're on 0 health, you don't actually instantly die. There's a thing called a death's door. That means every single time you take a hit or you take any sort of damage, you have a chance to survive. By default, it's 67% chance to survive, but reality, that stat doesn't actually exist, and it's a fake stat, because you'll always die on the first hit. 4, okay.
Now it means you can't die to enemy hits, but then you get poisoned, and you bleed the first time immediately to death. That's my experience usually.
Yeah, like, it's very common to die over damage over time effects in this game. I can't
Because
use
every
that.
time you take damage, even once, you have to roll for that 67%.
Yes.
So damage over time means even if you dodge or miss all enemy attacks,
3.
you're still gonna die.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, okay. It's essentially a lot of dice rolling. Ooh, we've got our second affliction here. Paranoia. Nice. Oh, I actually had my first crash. But do not worry, guys. I had a second game already loaded just in case. So I didn't actually ever lose anything.
Tricrow, are you multi-clienting?
I'm not multi-clienting, but I did have a second copy open just in case my game crashed, so I wouldn't fade to black for long.
I have almost saved enough stress for my 4th affliction.
Import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat.
I had plans. I had a backup plan just in case I did crash. I still had a 3 saved. See, I've learned from my ways. Occasionally this game can crash if you over input sometimes, so if I spam click trying to do one particular move too much, it could be like, stop that. Oh, 4 I can do.
Another abomination.
Just RNG manip, right?
Yeah, exactly. Is there any sort of incentive or donation or what's exciting and coming up, hosts?
Well, very next up after this run, we're gonna have a race of Castlevania 3, but there's like a character choice going on there, and it's just very easily snipeable currently.
Whoa.
So, you know, that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, hey, if you want to make that happen, go do that. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Hey, no problem. And also, just to mention that for everybody out there, we are raising money for the Dutch Cancer Society, which is a nationwide organization committed to fight cancer while aiming for more cure and higher quality of life for those already battling the disease. And all those donations will go to the wonderful Dutch Cancer Society.
Beautiful, beautiful. BSG is a great marathon. I would always recommend it. It's a fun time.
Absolutely.
Okay, my Plague Doctor is not having a fun time, decided to pass 2 turns in a row, however.
Teetering on the brink.
And also my Highwayman's at death's door, as per usual. Lovely, lovely,
Right.
lovely.
Right here. I just got a double.
Surges as the enemy
You got a what?
crumbles.
A double affliction.
Oh, lovely.
Their formation is broken.
I've got
Maintain the offensive.
a few more fights left of this battle.
I have three more fights to go. 2 of my characters are afflicted, and the third one is gonna be afflicted soon.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I apologize just in advance. This is just going to be me. Well, I mean, I'll let it happen. I'll let it happen. Okay. Plague Doctor just did it in front of me. That's fine. That's fine. 2. Okay, we can do 2. We can press that 2 button right there, and we can press that 4 button. No, we cannot. 1 button though. We can indeed
Another
press.
one falls.
Oh, crit damage for 4. Heck yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get a good crit here. Oh,
As the
beautiful
fiend
damage.
falls, a
We're
faint
having
hope
positive
rises.
RNG right here. 2. Okay. I'm actually super enjoying myself right now. This is quite fun. This run is a really interesting and fun thing. Oh, I actually can't roll that. I need a 3 or a 4. 3. There you go.
Press this advantage. Give them no
Mainly
quarter.
because like the game is normal as per usual. You kind of just have to do whatever you're doing. But the dice roll element just adds a whole new side of things. I love when you can do something crazy adding onto a game. Like blindfolded runs are really cool as well.
Did you come up with this idea yourself?
Yes, this was something I made up.
Very nice.
Oh, I just roll a 1.
So 2
Hey.
quarters of my
This
party are
momentum.
afflicted now.
Push on to
Lovely.
the task's end.
Half of my party are also afflicted.
Half my roster. I've had like what, 6 afflictions now?
Oh, lovely. Oh, Reynold. He's irrational. Not Reynold.
Gasping. Taken the
Okay.
edge into madness.
So, Sans, I'm sorry to say this out loud, but this is the Necromancer.
Made material.
Oh, 4. Okay, I can use that. The Necromancer is one of the first bosses. Every boss does have some sort of gimmick. The boss's gimmick here is every single time he does an attack, he will... okay, well I have to do that then. Every time he does an attack, he'll spawn a new dude. And so it's the mix of trying to balance dealing damage to him, but also managing the things he summons. So we don't want too many to summon, or else he'll retreat off to the back row. So we want to manage that, but unfortunately with our random moves we can't really necessarily manage our outcomes too well, in all things considered. So we just kind of have to play it as we can. 2, okay.
Exposed to a killing blow.
So this would actually be like a decent run for someone's first time, if anything. 3, okay.
Oh, if this was your introductory run, the one I had? Oh,
The ground quakes.
4, okay. Oh, shame. 1. Okay, so, Tech, can you come up on time on my part? Because I'll tell you when.
Finally failed.
But, yeah, time. Oops. I'm sorry. This is the exact opposite of what I usually do.
so apparently you gave me your bad luck?
Yeah, like this is the best run I've ever had of this. I'm really surprised. Like I had a like 1 fight mission, and the second mission was also really decent as well.
Will not
Like this
last.
would have been like a 20 to like a 21 to 24 at least pace run, which is really decent on the leaderboards. If I actually
I've
played
had
this
to-
seriously.
I've had to scare the warp twice now, so.
Oh, Scaredy Cat I had to do like 2 times.
Sorry, scaredy cat twice.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that. From my perspective. I guess I'll keep going. No. So how's it going? Oh, I see you've lost somebody.
Yep. Due to a heart attack.
Not a great experience.
And there's the last guy. That's like what, number 7 or 8 that's being inflicted?
Lovely. Right. Okay, beautiful.
The best part is I've had so many clutch moments due to RNG, and then you're forced to roll and you still win anyway.
Yeah,
When
you can only do
normal
so
RNG
much in terms of what actually happens in a run, unfortunately. But I just got really lucky this run. I actually had quite a great layout where I didn't have many fights in the first place, and because I didn't have many fights, like I didn't lose much time to just bad RNG. So in the meantime, at least on my run, I'm gonna go into the Darkest Dungeon, and I've renamed my 4 characters Zeta, Frosty, Boxmeister, and Recult, and we're gonna see how well they survive in the hardest mission of the game, and see if they die really quickly.
Wow.
I've wiped completely.
Oh, really? No.
And if you look at my roster, I only have 4 characters remaining, 3 of them are afflicted.
Yikes. I'm sorry to hear that, friend.
Oh, this one isn't gonna be it, I think, because like I still need to do the runes mission.
Yeah, you need to do 1 additional mission. So you basically you are having the luck I had when I was doing the hag run at BSG annual that first time. That's what RNG you're having right there.
This is also the worst.
Why not? I'll still use the rolling.
This is also the worst one I've ever had.
I'm sorry, it's just in races I destroy. Like, I don't know if you know this, BSG, but you should only ever have me do a race, because then I'll just do really well and go underestimate every time.
The best part is I still have no items, so... Money, so I need to go in again.
Money is not great experience. When in this game, when you're just like things go wrong, like they go really wrong, and it's hard to come back to sometimes. Well, of course you can come back to it if you just put enough effort in and you know how to like come back. But ooh, Boxmeister, you are hopeless. I'm sorry. So we have Zeta being irrational over here. We have Frosty being fearful. Yeah, we have Recult in the back. They're irrational, and they're about to fight a priest. And let's see how well they can deal against the monster from the dark.
I already have another affliction.
Oh, congratulations. If anything, it might have just been good to Scaredy Cat just to get a fresh roster of party people.
Yeah, I only had 3 characters.
Yeah.
Probably should have. On the other hand, it was still from the 0 party set in with no equipment at all.
Yes, indeed. Ooh, ooh, gosh, Box just got crit for 23. He took the finger like a man, and he's severely not in a good shape right now. Or he survived his first death's door check. Let's see if he can actually get the kill. Oh, not currently. Oh, Recult, he's stressing everyone out by shouting bad things. Not like this. And Frosty, nope, he dodged. You didn't accuracy enough, but don't worry, the enemy died on its own. But now let's actually go for something hard.
if Tech wants to cut us off for the next run, just let us know, because there's probably no way I'm gonna be able to finish on estimate or even close.
Yeah, because he's having to miss a whole another mission. Technically, if he did it normally, he could maybe, because a mission can take 5 to 8 minutes, and then the boss mission could take. Oops, sorry, box, you died. Yikes. And Frosty's bleeding out. He's on death's door now. So technically, if things go perfectly well, you could. I mean, it's up to Tech really what they would like to do, but I think we were ahead on schedule anyway, from what I understood.
I mean, just let me know.
Yeah, of course. So feel free to cut us off at any point. I'll just see how well our organizers go through the hardest mission of the game. And Frosty, oh, he survived another one. But nope, sorry, he died of a heart attack. Gosh, hate to see it go. Oh, and Zeta, that's him almost going out. Let's see how he managed to die. Oh, he survived the bleeding out, but he decided, nah, I don't think it's a good idea to actually take my turn, so I'm gonna not. Recalt's still chilling in the back, doing really well, but clearly that's not going to be the case for too much longer, as he just got rendered for the old gods. Oh, Azita survived another death's door check. But in doing so, he did make Recalt have a heart attack. He survived another bleed check, which is pretty darn impressive. He's living on the edge right here with just a tiny bit of stress, just too much, ready to blow. Let's see if they can actually get a kill. Oh, Recalt survived another one, but his stress sure is rising. Let's see if Zeta... Nah, Zeta doesn't make it out of this one alive this time. And seeing Zeta go, Recalt just couldn't handle it, and he just passed away as well. I'm sorry to hear it, guys.
F's in chat.
Yes, F's in chat. I'm sorry.
Strength, purpose, and peace. All can be found in the focused mind.
Indeed, indeed. They truly tried their best. Unfortunately, it was not the case. How many more fights do you have to do in that mission left?
It's an exploration mission.
Alright, and there's 3 more rooms I can see. 2 more, so 2 more you'll have to go into, or is there a 4th?
There is quite a lot more. I can't seem to scroll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes there's an issue with that. But as soon as you finish this fight, it's probably okay.
This is, you saw it there?
I mean, to be fair, you could have probably just have not done this fight and backed out and walked around the other way.
Yeah, probably.
But hey, if you like Darkest Dungeon, we're the place for you. There's quite a bit of RNG, but it's all about controlled RNG and be able to make the best decisions in the shortest time possible. Oh yeah, I see that mission's a lot bigger than what it is. That's unfortunate to hear. As you know, Darkest Dungeon had a new DLC released quite recently, the Butcher's Circus. We're actually holding a tournament in the Darkest Dungeon speedrunning Discord right now to do the PvP. Anyone can join, and there's a £40 prize for winning. So hey, if you're interested in that sort of shenanigan and fancy giving yourself a go at trying to win, feel free. You may just be the one.
And there goes the next person.
Ooh, that's not good, that's not good.
Now we're gonna get afflicted again.
But in the meantime, do you know if any thing could be read off? Just so we can hear about this beautiful marathon we're...
Absolutely. In that case, I'll just mention that we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. due to the situation surrounding COVID-19, we're currently doing our second BSG online event with streamers from both the Benelux and the rest of the world, bringing you entertainment during the lockdown.
And for anyone who doesn't know, what is the Benelux?
The Benelux is, well, basically it stands for Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg.
Crazy,
Ain't
right?
that something?
Yeah, like I never knew until I actually turned up at a BSG one day. So the more you know.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those places are really lovely. You should check them out. Especially if you are wanting to travel after lockdown is over. Fun times ahead.
Absolutely.
Indeed, okay. So we got...
Once again, the stars
It's
are
okay,
right,
don't worry.
and the manor sits at the
I
very
finished a little while
center
ago.
of cosmic unrest.
Little.
Just a little while ago. I think it was the 36th time.
And great gongs sound in anticipation of the coming
Something like that. I didn't
sacrifice.
actually have Live Split open for myself, so I don't
All
know.
below, life-laden shadows pulse to the
But oh
unrelenting
well, it's
rhythm
fine.
of a beating heart.
This was a really crazily good time, in my opinion.
Yeah, you had an insane run, I think.
Yeah, it was really good. So we have Murterberg, we've got Roger, we've got Follett, and we've got Corbon. Murterberg, we've got Roger, we've got Follett, and we've got Corbon. One of them is going to die when I retreat. Let's see which one. It's okay, Shadow. Oh, not fun. And you only need to go to the next room,
No, still.
if anything.
Still a couple more.
Back to the pit.
Well, there's this next room, and then there's one more, and at least you can walk up to the next room without there being a fight. Oh, there's one to the right there as well, but I didn't see a fight in that hallway, so you should be fine there.
Cowardice.
Oh, there is a fight there. Oh, you could walk around the long way and make it that way.
Yeah, it's probably the safe bet.
Because I'm imagining if there's a fight in here, just back out and try to be fine.
We do have a donation.
Whoa, let's hear it.
Yeah. It's by a person called Dion, and he had donated €5 and says, needs more Trevor, as SOTM has enough Alucard.
Yes,
So,
awesome.
yeah.
And on week 7, we had Recalled Zeta, Frosty, and Boxmeister joined each other in a heroic demise. There were no survivors. In the graveyard, Zeta, Adventurer Crusader, was slain by a vile ascended brawler.
Failing body.
Frosty, Adventurer Highwayman, had a heart attack due to unsustainable stress. Boxmeister, an Adventurer Highwayman, he had a heart attack due to unsustainable stress. Recalled, he also had a heart attack due to unsustainable stress.
Meanwhile, I lost another party to the party went to the eating event, which caused a heart attack because I didn't have enough food. And now my herb list is a tester as well.
But it's fine. You will at least be able to finish that mission. Probably.
Packs full of steel and war.
Hopefully, at least.
Never mind,
Get into the plow.
Gets better and better, doesn't it?
Yes.
At
Yes,
least-
it
At
does.
least I only have to make it to the next room.
Yes, you can do it. I believe in you. Oh, another hunger check and another wall. Hopefully, you have a. This.
Ancient lie in wait.
And you sure didn't have many shovels or food there.
I had 25 gold before I went into this mission.
Ah, yes, that will not help.
Sloped walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
So we unlock Necromancer.
Hey.
Men, soldiers, and
I mean, if you get really lucky, you can still finish.
and corpses.
Look at this.
If you have like a really insane layout, I'd say if it's just like a straight line hallway, I'd personally recommend doing a scaredy cat or two to get like a decent party that's completely unstressed.
I mean, look at this. What,
And
I,
then,
what I'm
um,
offered. I'm offered quite a bit.
Yeah, like, or just scaredy cat once or twice to see what you get.
Conquered by
Highway,
holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
Highway Hellion.
Oh, you get a lot of people available to you. You're pretty much good. Like Crusader, Highwayman. I don't know,
Let's see.
Crusader, Bounty Hunter, Highwayman, or something.
Let's see how much.
Or maybe swapping out the Hellion for one of the Crusaders, something like that. No, actually, it's against the Necromancer. It'll be good.
Let's see.
Probably don't have the money to make sure they have Holy Lance, though. To be fair.
Oh, they both have Holy Lamps.
But yeah, just check.
They both have Holy Lamps.
Oh, sweet then. Easy life. You're not actually. I don't think you actually. Okay, good.
I've got enough money to make 2 changes.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna give you those events. I'll give you stuff.
Okay. If he does get a really good lucky mission, he can still finish underestimate. But like at any point we want to transfer over. I mean, Sans, do you mind or do you not mind?
No, I don't.
If it's just a one straight line hallway, I don't think it'll work out well for you.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat? A devil walks these halls. Only the mad or the desperate go in search of
So
him.
it's 50-50.
Which way's like? I'll look at the map. It's usually if it goes down. Like if the last like thing is down, it's probably that.
No, it's this one, this one.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's not quite right. I can't really tell you via logic. Because sometimes to break tiebreakers, it often goes to whichever one's the furthest down. So the characters he's got right now, the Crusaders, they all deal extra damage against Unholy, and in the ruins, the ruins often just all have are all unholy creatures. So it's usually more often than not a good thing in there.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Getting through that first fight there, let's just hope. Are you gonna bet on the right path or the left path?
I was thinking Right.
Okay, okay.
The blood quickens.
Oh, it's a double fight here. Unfortunately, it's well, luckily they all have lowish health values, so that's a nice fight in that regard because the guys in the front all have 8 health and they got 2 guys in the back all have 10, so they can be killed relatively quickly, assuming you actually hit the damage rolls for them, which I think the majority of the time we will be nowadays. But unfortunately, if we get an unfortunate move like that, then we can't really do much about it.
Sedated.
Meanwhile, if you are from the UK and would like to attend an event similar to BSG, we'd recommend checking out UKSG. Wow. Because you know that's an event in Glasgow running 4 times a year for young minds.
Yes, you have January, you have March, you have June-ish, early June-ish time, and then you also have the other one. No, that's all 4. And hey, if you ever want to meet me, I pretty much always go when they're available to me. So
Exactly.
see you there if you ever want to learn Darkest Dungeon.
I mean, I thought, well, I'm still hosting during, you know, one of these where you're at. Might as well give UKSG a shout out.
Why, thank you.
Seems
And speaking
appropriate.
of BSG, speaking of UKSG, if we're talking about it, the cuts have just closed for the next online marathon that's going to be happening, and that will be happening soon. You'll be able to find out what runs are in and what runs are out.
Wow.
We've got many exciting things coming to you soon. There's been 137 submissions this time.
Nice.
But of course we have many more runs left at BSG. Get excited for that.
Absolutely. A whole bunch of cool stuff. You can check that out at the schedule.
!schedule to check out the schedule.
Wow. What a
Yeah,
command.
you're having a pretty unlucky time. Immediately after that room fight, you're having an immediate 4-person fight, which is just not a fun experience that you have to deal with over there, which is unfortunate. This fight can be pretty good if you have abilities like Riposte, because the 2 guys in the back always do a low damage AoE to everyone, and if one of our characters deals damage back, of course it's quite useful to murder them, but unfortunately that isn't quite the case with this one. So we are, yeah.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
So, speaking of the post,
Hey!
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Hopefully we can get through this fight relatively soon. So usually the trip to the Necromancer could take anything between several minutes, so like it could be 5 to like 8, well it could be like 2 to 8 minutes really. And we're 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms away, I think. So
assuming from the left side, it's 3 more rooms.
yes, this could be super unlucky, and we could get really unlucky and have a split here. That's not good. We'll try our best to avoid that.
Another room, but
Oh, immediately another one? Oh. So each time there's like another additional fight, that's just another like minute or two, just adding up, adding on, adding on.
Back to the pit.
I rolled a 4, if that helped. I actually have 2 dice available. But, you know, one of them's super unreadable. But it's the one I usually use. It's quite pretty in the way. Just check it. Yeah.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
And, please, please, not again. Sounds about right. So, okay. We can do as we can. And you just gotta keep on going. If anything. Right.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
There's another room battle of that.
Oh, another one? And another one? Oh,
No,
this is unfortunate.
just one. If we're lucky, this is the correct side. If we're unlucky, we also need a black track.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate. Hopefully this run, hopefully we can do as we can. We were ahead on schedule anyway.
With the emphasis on were.
I'm sorry.
What makes Dark Extension so fun?
I suppose so. It's a trick of the light, yes.
There's a first affection again.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I saw your health values weren't looking too great, if anything.
No.
You were just taking a lot of damage, unfortunately. Nice crit heal I just saw, though.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Oh, good. If it's correct in the schedule, then there's nothing to worry about.
As life ebbs,
There's a
terrible
first
vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Immediately die.
We can certainly try our best. I can only hope the Necromancer is actually in the room ahead.
Oh, it's not.
Pardon?
It's not. He's backtracked the entire way again.
Yeah, which might not be too great of an experience.
With 3 party members on low HP. And no
Yeah.
food.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Fun, fun. As per usual. So here, at least on my side of things, there's the hamlet. You have the blacksmith where you can upgrade all your weaponry and your armor. When learning Darkest Dungeon, the blacksmith and the guild, these are the two like main important areas that you need to actually progress through your guys, because surprisingly enough, as you guys level up, they don't actually gain much from leveling. The only thing they benefit from is they have increased resistances rather than death blow resist. That's the only thing you don't get, but they have increased resistances, and that's pretty much all they get from leveling. They can also use higher level equipment, so obviously a level 1 guy can't use level 4 equipment, but the equipment is really where you have increased damage. So the damage is determined by the weapon as well as your base speed, and your armor is gives you your health and your base dodge, or potentially your base protection instead. In the case of one character, I thought, nope, apparently not. My bad.
So bad news.
Or you having to all back to back?
Yes, bad news. I got a scout after the fight, and it wasn't empty room.
Lovely.
The match is struck. A blazing star
And we're
is
surviving with 1
born.
HP. That is nice.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Indeed. Okay. Well, hey, if you want to donate, make it happen.
Absolutely.
Because you can, like, you have the power, guys, every one of you, to change the course of history for this marathon.
There's a
Because if
lot
you
of
donate to
donation
like
intent.
change someone's name to be like Fred, that's different. You've changed timelines right there. You've gone into a different butterfly effect. So if you actually go back in time and actually name him Daphne instead during your entire life, so make sure you donate.
Mm-hmm. Donate time.
That 5 minutes. Also, donate. You can also subscribe with Amazon Prime if you didn't know.
Wow. You do that, you support both BSG and ESA. Ain't that something?
And not only that, every other small channel that smaller channel or any other channel that actually does use ESA as well. For example, UKSG and
Yeah.
several other marathons that also use or ESA assist in
Indeed.
showing off their marathon.
So this is the last of this room battle before the Necromancer fight.
Okay, it's good you had a nice little a nice scout so you could tell that fact.
I don't see the raw score there yet, but I at least see the room ahead of
So
us.
there could still be 5 fights remaining.
In theory, yes.
The most I've ever seen is 3 room battles, 3 hallway battles in one corridor, but that was an extreme case. There can be a battle in each corridor tile, but that would be kind of crazy.
Fear and frailty finally
What are
claim
the
their
odds
due.
again of a bad affliction and a good affliction?
Default by 25%, but if those guys are all level 0, it'll be minus 5%. They're level 0 and this is a level 1 mission. So not only do they have a slightly higher chance to, they have a slightly higher modifier to their stress, they also have a minus 5% chance to get an affliction. So it's actually only a 20% rather than 25% by default.
And I've had like what, 12 to 15 or something characters had an affliction, not a single one roll.
It always happens the way. So, well, thank you, everybody. This was a nice time. Oh. Lonely.
I
He is so lonely.
you had a nice time.
I had a beautiful time. I hope everyone else did. Sorry, Sans.
Well, Darkest Dungeon is a cruel mistress.
Oh, but I love her so.
There can be no hope in this hell. No hope at all.
It'd be so disappointing if I would die to an Eldritch Potion in 1 damage.
What do you mean? It'll deal death blow damage.
That's not who I targeted.
Yes, it's great when this does indeed happen, but
There
well, I mean,
we wiped again.
hey,
You cannot learn a thing.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but should we call it there?
We don't have the time to do another full 10 level 0 party and
I
no
know.
money. Tricrow, I have 410 to buy equipment from. Good luck with that.
It's not a great experience right there. Well, hey, that was Darkest Dungeon. You saw the positive and the negative side, at least, of Darkest Dungeon's RNG. I hope you could certainly enjoy it if you want to speedrun this lovely game here. It's actually really fun. There's a lot of different glitches, and I'll let Tech take us away whenever you want to.
Thank you for having us.